It's like with the college basketball, it's all college basketball.
Well, that's what the line is.
We use that as a metaphor. We didn't mean for it to be so specifically about that. We did. I certainly could relate to the experience of publicly crashing and burning, and then having it turn out to be, the best thing that ever happened to you. Yeah. And so we sat around and kind of talked about this, decided that it would be a cool metaphor to write about, a sports event, and we were looking at this basketball player, Darius Washington Jr., who kind of famously missed a couple of free throws with 0 on the clock, and so, like I said, we were trying to write songs in a very specific way, so we put his picture up, and we tried to write, but the writing was about the feelings, and so when I sing it, I think about my own experience.
Right. Just to move into I'm moving into another area because David and I are both guitar enthusiasts. I'm just curious because your style, to my ear, is very lyrical in a way that is unusual, I think. I just wondered who else besides Garcia. I was wondering, does the guitar player Pat Metheny mean anything to you?
Very much so. I had a lot of people that I liked when I was growing up. I saw Pat when I was about 15 or 16 at Richardson Auditorium with his first group, Nana Vasconcelos playing, and I actually followed him around on that tour. I went to about 5 different shows, and he was a big influence. I also, I didn't really listen to the Dead or those guys until I was a little older, but I really liked Robert Fripp. Was a huge, I learned all his solos and
stuff.
Just those mid-70s emo albums were big. Peter Gabriel was like a god to me when I was in, that genre of music was very big among me and Tom and my friends. I loved Zeppelin and I love Jimi Hendrix. I mean, probably #1 still to this day.
Did you ever hear him?
I never got to hear him. Yeah. But I also one other huge influence was Zappa, who I did see many.
Did you ever meet him?
I never met Zappa, but when Fish was just starting out, me and John Fishman, went to a bunch of shows on his last tour, and when he played one show, I brought a Fish t-shirt up to him. I used to make those, the original ones. I actually made them myself. I screen printed them, but the first batch of Fish t-shirts, I gave one to Fred.
Just in case the music didn't work out.
He took it off the front of the stage and held it up, and then he had this laundry line at the time where he was hanging laundry for the whole tour, and he hung it up on the laundry line. That was like the greatest thing that ever, But amazing guitar player. I mean, so many other things.
Underrated, I think, almost.
I think, yeah, huge influence on the way I play. Because he would do these little bursts of, like I got that completely from him, you know. So there are a lot of people.
Yeah. No, it's almost as if he played guitar looking in a mirror upside down and backward. There was something about his phrasing that was different from everybody else.
Yeah.
Very complex and yet so lyrical.
Right.
When he wanted to be. Last maybe fan kind of music question, but so you've played with the 2 bands that have really established an improvisational, I wouldn't say structure exactly, but I mean pursuit of a kind. And was it really different stepping into a different? Did you feel you found a place immediately, or were you really thinking, what tones am I going to use on my guitar? How am I going to? What's going to work with this or that, or?
Well,
what is it like bigger?
I mean, I did think about all that stuff, but probably it was probably more. I mean, I understood that music, so I knew where to go, and I was happily surprised when I was actually standing up there with them. I couldn't go deep or dark enough where there was no bottom, and they are, the Dead, and so that was, that should have been expected, but it was cool. Yeah. But what I was going to say was more interesting was just the personal, I mean, the shows were great, I loved playing them, but the fascinating part was hanging out and having dinner with Jerry's daughters, and talking, you know, to Annabelle for a long time. My daughters grew up on the road. They did. They got to meet. I got to talk to, you know, so many people, and a lot of, you talk about the things that went right and talk about the things that went wrong, and it made me appreciate, you know, I was out there for a few weeks, and I did a lot of calling, and picking up the phone and calling Mike, and picking up the phone and calling Paige, and just saying, you know, I appreciate you. I love you and I appreciate you. You know that, right?
Love you, appreciate you too.
And then, you know, they do, but I don't know, maybe we're, drummer Fish likes to say, and I love it when he says this. He said, when we're playing music, he said, I feel like we're in a lifeboat, and if somebody falls out of the boat, the other three guys reach right over and pull them back in. You know what I mean? And I feel like I get that same feeling from the community of people who come and see Fish, and I think that if you talk to anybody or take one look at what was going on this summer, I'm talking about observing, not the four of us on stage, but out in the audience. It's become something, at least this is what the four of us think, really unique and special. And I think that, you know, we're so amazed when we, you know.
Seems like you appreciate it so much.
I appreciate it so much, and there's a lot more, I don't know, the guys in the band aren't shy about coming right out and saying it. It's a pretty inclusive group of people. There isn't a lot of angst, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing. I mean, it feels good to me, but you know,
any diminishment of strife in life is, you know, is worth it. You had mentioned your daughters. We discussed that you might play a song about. That you had written for them?
Yeah, okay, we can do that one. Yeah, well, I'll do this.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't feel like I'm bossing you around.
Oh, no. Let's be sure. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, we wrote this. Tom and I wrote this, and you guys have heard it, but Tom and I wrote this when, let's see, my daughters were 13 and 15. And his daughter was 15, and my parents, my mom is here tonight. Mom. I was watching my parents and go through. This is pretty personal, but they were going through. My sister had cancer at the time. She was at the end of her journey with cancer, so that was very hard. And I do remember kind of talking with Tom about trying to have some kind of song that accessed the general feelings of how tricky it is to be a parent, you know? And this is what came out, so. Joy is over there in her incredible clothes. She has silver silk shimmering down to her toes. I was doing the best that I can, I suppose. But that little girl dancer eventually grows. Well, she grows. You can't imagine all the times that I've tried to uncover the source of the tears that you cried. Let's throw it away and just go for a ride. And you'd say okay, but you'd keep it inside. And I tried, I tried, I tried, I tried. We want you to be happy. Don't live inside the gloom. We want you to be happy. Come step outside your room. We want you to be happy, 'cause this is your song too. never thought I could have it so good. You were the song that my soul understood. But time is a river that flows through the woods, and it led us to places we both understood would be gone before too long, would be gone before too long. When we were young, we thought life was a game, but then somebody leaves you and you're never the same. All of the places and people belong to the puzzle, but one of the pieces is gone, and it's you. It's you. It's you. Joy, it's you. We want you to be happy. Don't live inside the gloom. We want you to be happy. Come step outside your room. We want you to be happy, 'cause this is your song too. In time we'll weather this storm. Inside together you'll see the change. The sun shines through. We want you to be happy. Don't live inside the gloom. We want you to be happy. Come step outside your room. We want you to be happy, 'cause this is your song too. Song too. This is your song too. This is your song too. This is your song too.
You've written songs for